Square-Enix has dropped a new video and more information on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and we're going to talk about it here. Hi, I'm Dr. Strife, and let's take a look at some of the different things with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, including a new story so far trailer, as well as news on a potential new difficulty mode. So let's go take a look and see what we can find out. So let's start off with this video. This video is the story so far. It's a basic recap video if you want to go watch it. I'll link it down below, but basically it's a recap of the story so far, so if you haven't played it, I'd recommend playing that first, but if you just have no intention of playing it, you for some reason want to play Rebirth without playing the first, this will give you kind of a basic summary of what happened so far. So that is kind of neat they decided to put that out. Or if you just want a refresher, that's cool too, just go ahead and watch that. One of the new details that we get for this game is the regions of Final Fantasy VII. Then the first places you visit is Kalm, and taking a look at the picture here, it looks fantastic. It almost looks like a European town in a way. You see the giant Mako pipe there, and it looks very beautiful. The graphics in this game, holy cow, looks so amazing. It says a Heliacon, which I'm not sure what it is, hamlet kept safe from the outside world by a sturdy stone wall. Though it lacks a reactor of its own, it thrives thanks to a steady supply of Mako pumped from the metropolis of Midgar. Oh my gosh, that's a tongue twister. And it's visible from the top of the town's famous clock tower. And you see right up there, there's the clock tower there. So I can't wait to see the inside of it. It's definitely going to be more fleshed out than it was in the original 7. In fact, in the original 7, there really wasn't much there to really do or anything. So can't wait to see what they do next. Then it goes on to the Mithril Mines, which doesn't really say a whole lot here, nothing to really get excited about. But there is some new side characters here, and we're going to be talking about them. We got Broden here, who doesn't look too healthy. Owner and operator of the inn at Kalm, he bears grudge against Shinra and offers to help Cloud and friends escape their would-be captors. His gaunt appearance may be due to his recent bout with an unknown illness. Some people predict it could be geostigma. It might be something else, who knows, but yeah, it sounds like he's just not having a good time. Then Rhonda, which we've seen in one of the previous gameplay trailers for Rebirth, looks like she is the mayor and the sheriff of Under Junon. Her home was once a prosperous fishing village, fell into decline after Shinra constructed military forces overhead. Deep sea Mako reactor offshore, despite Cloud and friend's status of alleged terrorist, Rhonda still allows them to pass through her town. So we're getting more side characters than we did in the original. So what role will she play in the game will be very interesting, how she could help Cloud and them. Then we get Priscilla, who was in the original game. She was the one that was almost killed. Priscilla, a cheerful young girl who lives under Junon, often seen swimming with the dolphins she trains. The offshore Mako reactor has contaminated the surrounding waters, and Priscilla fears for her safety and that of her dolphin friend and the other aquatic creatures. But I think this time, instead of her almost drowning, it's actually Yuffie. And here's old Billy, grandson of Bill, the owner of the Chocobo Ranch in the Grasslands. Having lost his parents at a young age, he and his sister were raised by their grandfather. This young ranch hand kindly offers to teach Cloud and the company the ropes of chocobo wrangling, on the condition that they patronize his sister's shop. All about that money, all about that gil. I guess you wouldn't call them Benjamins, right? I guess they would be Shinras. Gotta get them Shinras. Then we got Chloe, who is Billy's younger sister. She runs a shop where she sells crafting materials and other curios. Warm and kind-hearted, she engages politely with Cloud and company and is grateful for their patronage. At the same time, she is worried about her brother's fixation of making money. I think she's also the one that might teach not triple triad, or whatever the triple triad, the Queen's Blood, that's right, the Queen's Blood game. So I think she actually teaches you that as well. So you kind of see how her role plays in this too. If it's more than just selling goods, if she gives the party some useful information. We're getting some real details about the attack. So we got some Red and 13 special abilities. Red 13 base attacks. He slashes because he's a dog. Vengeance mode. Block incoming attacks to fill the Vengeance gauge and unleash that energy to enter Vengeance mode. Enhance physical attacks and evasive prowess. Siphon Fang is a powerful blow while absorbing some of the enemy's HP without expanding ATB. Okay, that's cool. So that one's a non-ATB special move, so that's pretty cool. Aerith has a unique ability called Ward Shift. Aerith can instantaneously warp the sigils that she has created, allowing her to move the field with ease and impact her magic. That's interesting. So does this mean that the battlefields are going to be slightly bigger? I know it's going to be open world, but I wonder if that just means that in some battles you'll have more room to fight, and so those would actually make a lot more sense. Well, I mean, there was some battles like that, like the Hell House and Remake, but yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how much that could be used in battle. Now we got some of the synergy attacks, which is where two characters come together to perform special moves. We got Cloud and Tifa's Relentless Rush. Cloud launches Tifa at an enemy to attack in tandem. Well, that was simple enough. We got Barret and Red 13 Overfang. Barret sends Red 13 flying toward an enemy at high velocity. I think I see a pattern going on here. It's just like fling everybody around. Just if you can't beat them, toss your friends at them. Okay, we got some synergy skills here. Looks like Cloud and Aerith have something called Spellblade. Gather strength and team up to unleash a charged magical attack. Okay, that's pretty cool. Then we got Mad Dash, which is Barret and Cloud team up to charge forward while guarding against incoming attacks to trigger a 3-hit combo. Oh, that's nice. So definitely pairings are going to be very important in this game, depending on what abilities you want to use. So it's going to be very important to pair up with people that you really want. Next up, we got combat summons. And it looks like they're only talking about one summon here in particular, which is Kujata. I hope I'm saying that correctly. A bovine deity that charges around the battlefield wielding the power of fire, ice, and lightning, throws its foes with enormous horns, and unleashes magic attacks that strike even distant enemy weaknesses. Kujata bounds toward with reckless abandon and manipulates its elemental affinities to deliver magic attacks. Blazing Horn launches a concentrated burst of fiery energy at the enemy, blasting him back. And I guess the thing they're going to talk about is like finishing move. Kujata unleashes the Tri-Disaster before leaving the battlefield. A wide, powerful range attack with the powers of fire, ice, and lightning. Sure to hit many foes right where it hurts, and potentially wipe them out. Interesting. It seems like there's a lot of combination elemental things you can do, like we saw in the previews, gameplay previews, where you had like a fire and ice materia. So I'm kind of curious to see how these combo magics play out when it comes to using them against certain enemies and stuff like that. Okay, we got some more world intel stuff, which this one I've read a little bit on, and it seems very, especially this last part. Let's get into that. Proto-relics? I have no idea what that is. Proto-relics are artifacts of unknown origin that emit a unique energy signal. These elusive antiques are hidden throughout the world, but with the aid of the activated Remna Wave towers, I'm guessing these towers that you activate for Chadley, Chadley should be able to point in their direction. Be warned, however, as they seem to alter space, time, and are known to cause strange phenomena. They are really linked to this whole time manipulation, time travel thing. The way they talk about it, they're kind of being coy, like, oh, nothing's going to change, but maybe. So, I don't know. I'm sure some of these are probably not big story impact ones, but I'm curious to see how this can change in certain ways. Materia development goes more into materia development. Using his world-spanning research will allow you to accrue data points, which can be spent to develop new materia. Some offer spells with multiple affinities, like we saw with the Fire and Ice one, and use unique abilities, which are sure to prove powerful against formidable foes. Okay, so we already knew about that. Chocobo boutiques. Kind of just goes into Chocobo gear, and how customizing that Chocobo gear can give you boost in races. We got the different difficulty levels back, and we got a couple different ways to play. The combat style, the active, which is where you attack, and then you can do your commands, or you can just have it commands only and let the player auto attack, so you don't have to worry about that. But the new difficulty is called dynamic difficulty. It's a little different than easy and normal. The dynamic actually has the enemies level up with you, which is similar to Final Fantasy VIII and some other RPGs out there. So if you want something that's a little more challenging and that is never going to get boring, you could go for that. I'd probably stick with normal for my first one, but you know, it keeps you from being overpowered. So if you really want something like that, that could be a good challenge. And then one of the last things, they show off another piece of artwork with Aerith and the Highwind. But if you remember from the original Final Fantasy VII, there was the manual that showed her standing there, but spoiler, she never really got a chance to ride in it, so I don't know if this is foreshadowing, if they're just messing with us, or what. But that's really all the news. It just makes me more excited. I'm curious to see what happens next, and let me know if there's something that really piques your interest. Let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, everybody, Dr. Strife saying game on.